Okay, stream starting. Hello, everyone. Yeah, in Japan over here right now, we got a holiday for the next 2 days. I think it's like Mountain Day and Sea Day, but yeah. So in other words, more of everything I do every day, which is wake up, meditate, and do mahjong, I guess. Wow. Would be nice to like fly out of the country, go play mahjong somewhere right now, but unfortunately, there is no flying in Corvid world. What's up, Glassy Press? But yeah, I got 3 new followers since last week. Thank you to Bakaseki, the Shiro 97, and Raja Jayus. If I butcher your name, I'm terribly sorry. All right. So yeah, today we are going over the second game in the JPML WRC League Finals. So it's a series of 4 games. We watched the last game last week, and I put up the series scores right there, so we'll have some context going into the later games. We're still watching the same player, who I have denoted player A now. Easy Chanta, I know, right? Their starting hand is just like, yeah, let's just start off with 2 Dora. That's great. Got another pair of 9 so right here. Got 9 mon, 1 mon, 9 fifth. Ah, so good. Oh yeah, so next month there is going to be it's previously released or news already, but there's going to be the 2020 WRC WRC online festival coming up, and the details of that should be out pretty soon. So yeah, keep an eye out for those. Should be fun. All right, let's do this. Starting off, East 1. Player B is dealer right now, and where are we at? Isha. There we go. Alright, let's do this. Dora is the 1 Pinzu, and yeah, we got 2 of those in the starting hand. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 Shunten, 3 blocks, and yeah. What do you do here? Chanta does seem kind of nice, but because we have this Dora pair and we also have this completed Mensu of 3, 4, 5, I just kind of like want to beeline for Tempai as quick as possible. If we do run into Chanta, yeah, we can jump over there and potentially go up for an open hand. I think probably Junchan might be even easier than Chanta at this point. But yeah, for the moment, it's probably just one of the guest wins, Western North. So they're starting out with North Wind. All right. Yeah, so that's a cool draw. So we got 3 Dora, 3 Shanten. It is 3 Shanten, but it's like 2 completed Mensu and a pair of 3 Shanten, aka really, really good 3 Shanten. So yeah, this is actually really fast. So yeah, considering that, just throw that west and just go Ukeire max. We don't really care for defense at this point because we have all of the Dora. Except 1, but nah. That last one doesn't matter. Unless we get it. Then it matters. 6-pin draw. Now this is actually kind of interesting. So the 1, 5, 9 makes a cool shape because if you draw like a 3 or a 7, you can get a Ryankan shape. So if you got the 3, you can take in the 2 and the 4. Or if you got the 7, you can take in the 6 and the 8. But in Pinzo over here, we got this really shiny 1, 1, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a 9. Technically, we could try to branch that out and fit in Itsu in this hand, where we don't really need the value from Itsu, but if we do get Itsu, we could technically open up this hand because we have 3 Dora, and that'd be kind of great. The downside to trying to do that is that Itsu is in the Dora shape, or is in the Dora suit, so we would potentially need to call tiles in this Pinzu suit, which might be difficult. Considering that, I kind of like 9-pin here. Let's see what they decide. 9 mon, okay, yeah, so they're getting rid of one of their Ryankan options. and in return they're keeping around this 9-pin, especially for that delicious 8-pin or 7-pin draw, or even like the 2-pin, I guess, to see if they can speed up this hand a little with that. 9, so 7, but it's okay. This is also kind of an interesting thing of dropping the 9-mon. Even if you do get like a 7-mon draw after it, it's not that big of a backfire because you still got the 5-mon, and so it's like, oh, you're still like advancing your hand. So we got 2 shunts in hand right now. Probably just drop the 1-mon. Yeah, probably just drop the 1-mon here. 8, 2, 1. So we do not need that. Still want to keep around this 4. So we're still missing our last block right now. Even if we do get our 5 blocks, I don't know if they would necessarily want to like slim down the hand. So for instance, if we do draw like a 7-pin, okay, 7-pin's actually kind of difficult. Let's go with like a 2-pin. We might want to drop the 9-pin, so leave this 4 so open so that we can potentially upgrade to like a Ryamen shape. So we're not relying on this 5-mon right here, or 6-mon right here. What's up, Nemiane? How do you say your name, by the way? Nemi. I'll just call you Nemi. It's more. It is fitting. All right. Let's see. That's fun. Shimacha just dropped a Tatsu right there. Hey, dealer just dropped a Tatsu right there. Leave us alone. We have our 3 Dora. Double East, and it's also a Shunpai. But we have 3 Dora, so I don't think we care. Ooh, they do care. So this is kind of one thing I was talking with my friend about earlier this last week of why you would keep the double East. Nemian. Oh, okay, so it's just like an or Nemi. Yeah. All right, cool. Nemi it is. Yeah. So we were talking about this double East keep earlier this week, where in like JPML A-League rules and in WRC rules, a lot of pros really like to keep like East, even if they have like a really shiny like death hand like this. Not for just offensive purposes, but mostly for defensive purposes. In this case right here, I guess it's kind of both, because if we do draw the East, then that gives us, straight path to Yakuhai Dora 3, which is awesome. But if we don't, then we're still holding this East back from potentially being called by like the double East. So why that's a thing is because a lot of people in WRC rules and also JPML A-League rules, which don't have Ipatsu or Uradora on the reach, don't usually call and do like Atsuzuki stuff. They usually like to get their value first and then make calls after that. So what that means is that if you do get like an East and you hold on to it, statistically speaking, if you drop it later, there's going to be a greater chance of someone grabbing 2 of those and being able to call it. But the trade-off is that if you are holding on to this East for a while, this prevents them from calling their value and just being able to open up the rest of their hand, because Atsuzuki is not that prevalent in like the meta. So yeah. Let's see how long they keep this East. That's sad. Feel your pain. Feel your pain, Chimacha. 2-pin, we can't call that. 4-so, or 2-so, alright, yeah, Ishanten. 3-so has 2 out right now, though, which is kind of sad. That's very sad. What's up, Kator? Is this the 3-color Chunren? Oh, yeah, it is like a 3-color Chunren. Well, they got the 2 now, and so then they get rid of, like, the 4, and technically, yeah, they just need a 9 and like I guess an 8. Believe in the 3, so I think so. Personally, if I was having this hand, I would probably just throw the East right here. The 3, 4, 5, 6 is an amazing shape, which if we can upgrade, then that would be amazing, because 3 so is cool, but there's only 2 left. That said, we're like 1 Shanten away from like Dora 3. It's already the 7th turn, and so even if it is 2 tiles, yeah, I really want to take that. Let's see what they're thinking of this situation. So East, so yeah, it looks like similar. Even though 3 so isn't great, it's still 1 Shanten, and if they draw 6 Mon, that would be really interesting to see if they reach you on the 3 so. If we're just like looking at this from like a read perspective, 3 so actually looks pretty decent in the wall. Like early 3 so right here, 5 so right here, kind of early 4 so right here. So 3 so might actually be still 2 in the wall at this point, which is really nice. Pulling from the dealer, so there's that double east. Hey, look, I have my value call. Luckily, we know that at most it can only have 1 Dora. Oh, God. All right. Question time. Do we go Ukede Max right here and kill off the 3 and the 6 pin? Or do we say, I don't want this, like, 2-4 Sozu. I'm just going to drop, like, the 2 Sozu here. Technically, they could also drop the 5 Monzu, but that's loss of, like, 4 Ukede is really sad. Yeah, I kind of like 6 pin. Let's see what they're thinking. 2 so, yes. All right, so yeah, they are like 2 3 so versus this delicious Yon Renke over here. Yeah, I don't think so. So they are putting their money on this, dropping that 2 so, and taking like the full powered up 5/5/7 block. Da, da, da. Hey, and it's working pretty good right now. So probably 4 so drop here, and now this is even better. We can take an 8 so now too, plus 4 to our Ukede. Woo, woo, woo. But before that happens, Sumo by the dealer, who is actually has a Honitsu, which is kind of shocking considering their early draws, but they were both Otakaze. But they didn't have much, like, really, like, wow, yeah, that is actually really shocking. I would 100% deal into that Honitsu, like, 2 pin from hand, 7 so afterwards, so it's like, oh, do they have, like, a connected tile to the 7 so? 9 pin, so probably something connected to the 9 pin, and then suddenly it's like, and it was Honitsu all along! Huh. That is really scary. Oh, 3 so was 2 in the wall. You were right all along. We should have believed in 3 so. What is the dealer's hand right here? Alright, so let's see. Dealer starts off, they got their cool hands. They're like, oh yeah, keep this value around just in case. And that happens, so drops 8. Then it's like, well, Honitsu mode, let's go. So starts off by dropping the 3/5. Wow, and gets like another perfect draw. 2 pin is like kind of cool, but they're already like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks here. And so they're like, well, I could keep this 2 pin, or I could perfectly disguise this Honitsu by dropping this 2 pin, which is absurdly amazing. Oh, and then they got that nice draw right there for that 3-sided weight. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. Ah, that's delicious. All right. And with that, woo, next round. Dora is the 5 so we are starting off with an Anko of the West. 1 Dora in hand and another Mensu right here. This is pretty cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 connections, so 4 Shanten, but pretty good 4 Shanten. I'm sorry, 5 connections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 3 Shanten. And very good 3 Shanten. Our floating tiles are kind of lacking though. 1 pin, North, Haku, but we can fix those. Alright. 2 pin draw immediately, so yeah, we're actually Kind of close, and this is fun because we can go for Shanta too. Uh, so Dora is the 5-so, so if we reach you on the 5-so, I wonder how many people will be like, bet it's a trap on the 2-so. Maybe. So we got 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, 4 blocks right now. Technically, if we get a honor tile pair, then we instantly have a chance at Shanta. So that being the case, do we drop the 8-so here? Or is that too greedy? Or do we just go like a normal north? I'd probably just go north here. Oh, they like north too. They're like, yeah, if it comes, it comes. If not, not gonna force it. Dora is the 5-so, and that by itself is enough value already. WRC rules, so Ricci +1 is where you want to go. Oh god. How do I ban people? Can I ban people? Let's see. Here we go. Ban. Woo! Alright, I banned the bot. Perfect. I am kind of flattered that my tiny little like stream of like 3 viewers or something has gotten a spam bot. Like, wow. Progress. Alright. 7-pin draw right here. Probably. Okay, now this is kind of gross. 8-so or Haku. I kind of want to go 8-so here. 5-so takes up a lot of the Ukeire for that already. If we do draw the Haku, that would be pretty sweet. That has like a lot of flexibility for either Chanta or even like calling the Haku and like waiting on like the door or something. Ooh, 5 years. Yeah. And yeah, I kind of want to go 8-so. Let's see what they're thinking. Haku, no. So they're just like, yeah, I got like hard to call hands. Not gonna rely on this. Just go Ukeire max. Probably work in the Dora. 7-pin and 8-so can also technically fit in Chanta, which is not too insane if we consider like the Sha can become our pair if necessary. Because right now we got like what 1, 2, 3, 4 Mensu blocks. So if we do draw like a 9-so or like a 9-pin, I guess that becomes an option. So yeah, probably just run to Ricci because we don't want to drop that delicious Dora. South? Probably just south. So yeah, starting off, Pinchon drop from Shimocha. Doesn't mean much, but it could mean a lot. No con on the west. Yep, no Daimon con. Clearly they do not know like the strats to like con for flow. Like just gotta go back to bronze room, learn from the basics. So yeah, 6-so draw right here. Do we go 8-so or do we go 7-pin? So if we go 8-so, then we got the 7-pin over here to potentially draw Ryanmin to get rid of one of our bad shapes, which is pretty good, I think, because we have this Penchon right here, which is horrific. We also have this Kanchan over here, which isn't that great. And then also keeping the 8-so around. If we do keep the 8-so around, like drop the 7-pin, I guess that does give us a chance at Itsu, but that's a bit far-fetched. Let's see what they're thinking. 8-so, yep. So drop the 8-so, keep the 7-pin. Why not the 3 bamboo? Oh, you have the bird. Yep, we got the bird. It is the word. That said, if there was like one more like 2-so out, that probably might actually be a case. Potentially, or probably the 1-so first. So right now this shape right here is only 3 left. This shape right here is 6. Got 4 in this shape, and then 7-pin can still take in a good amount to fix one of our lower shapes. 3-so. All right, 3-so is here. Yeah, Ishanten probably just drop the 1-so here. Want to keep the 7-pin around just in case we draw an 8-pin or a 6-pin, so we can get rid of this Penchon. What? All right. Question of the day: why did they drop the 7-pin? So if we drop the 1-so, then we get like direct, we're Ishanten. If we drop the 7 pin, we're also 1 Shanten. And if we draw a 8 or 6 pin right here, that's like, what? 6 tiles that will get us a Ryamen. But what is the benefit of dropping the 7 pin? For one, the 7 pin might be a little bit more dangerous than the 1-so. For two, if we do draw like a 2-so and we drop and drop like the 3-so, that would be kind of cool because then we'd be waiting on a 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3 Pinzu for Tenpai, which would be kind of sweet. Oh, how interesting. How interesting. Yeah, the Dora draw is another big thing there, where it's like, if we do drop the 1-so, and then we draw a 5-so, bit difficult. If we drop the 7 pin, and then we draw the 5-so, though, a little bit easier to actually keep that, because we keep that 2-so acceptance. So, that's interesting. Alright, Haku 3 pin has now 3 left, 1 pin. Hey, that's cool. Alright. What do we drop? I kind of like 1-so here. I guess it depends on which you think looks better, the 2-so or the 3 pin. If I think of it like that, then 2-so is actually probably better than, I guess 1 pin drop would be good. What are they thinking? 1-so. Nope. So they're just playing the shapes. They're like, yeah, I'm good. Keeping this 3 pin option. I guess another thing to also consider is that if you do keep the like 1-3, especially once we start getting to mid rounds, if you do draw the 2-so, you have to drop the 3-so for a potential Tenpai. Versus right here, you have to drop the 2 pin. And if you want to drop 3-so versus 2 pin against like other threats, 2 pin's probably definitely preferable, considering the door is the 5-so. Number of tile wise, I think they are the exact same. 1 missing and 1 missing from each. 4, 3, 9, 8, so we don't need that. 1-so, come back. And a Ricci from the dealer. And their discard pile is like, yeah, what are you going to defend with? So 100% safe tiles. We got the 1 pin right now. We got the 2 3-sos. We got the 9 mon. And then unless they have Kokushi, which is unlikely, we have these 3 west as well. So what do we do here? If we want to kind of like play the fence, 1 pin is actually a safe tile. We could drop that. If we just push ahead, then we have 9 pin, which isn't that bad unless it is bad. But dealing into Ipatsu dealer, especially with like the 5-so being the Dora, would probably hurt a lot. So if we do get Tenpai though, like with like a 2 pin draw or a 3-so draw, might actually be worth to Ricci against the dealer with a double-sided weight in the Dora. Duranov's like, yeah, 9 pin, believe in the Sotogawa, which isn't that bad of a strat. One thing to worry about though, just a little bit more so than you would in like Majou or Tenho, in Akaari Mahjong, early Sotogawa is really, really like pretty safe. If they drop an 8 pin this early, chances are they don't have an 8-7 pin in their hands, unless of course it's like a 3rd turn reach. Then maybe. But in WRC rules and also in A-League rules, Sotogawa is actually super common, like absurdly common. Like, do not trust this. A little bit less so in WRC than in A-League rule, but because you're more likely to chase Yaku, losing a couple Uke-iri, like to an early 8-pin draw, is usually very, very accepted. So if we do drop 9 pin here, that is a bit of a push. Yeah, personally, I'm just liking probably the 1 pin here. I don't want to fold completely because I think we should probably reach it after the dealer if we're waiting on a nice Ramen wait with the Dora. Plus, we have that extra foo as well. So, yeah, let's see what they do. 1 pin. All right, yeah. So they're playing the fence. Uh, Still a safe style drop. Still one Shanten. Not dropping that 9 pin unless it's actually like worth it with their points. So 9 so is safe tile. North is a safe tile. 7 so is delicious, but we can't call that because we don't have a Yaku. Oh yes. All right. Yeah. 2 pin just came. This is pretty cool. Initeris asks, is reaching after dealer with only one Dora worth it in points? Yes and no. So, actually, we can, let's see. So I actually have a Shogu calculator somewhere around here that one of my friends wrote. The Great Kazukuns. Let's see, which tab did I leave that one in? I think it's on my other one. Here we go. All right, so if we have, let's see, so there's one Riichi stick on the field, there's one Honba, and we have our weights, and our opponent has their weights. We got like what, 2 tiles out right now, actually 3 tiles out right now, so we can see 1, 2 of the 4 so, oh, and 2 of the 7 so, so this weight is actually not as good as I thought. It's only waiting on at most 4 tiles, but probably half that. So how many tiles are left in the wall at this point? If we assume that's like, let's say optimistically we have like 2 for us, and let's say our opponent also has a bad weight. Let's say that they're waiting on 2 tiles. If we assume even that the player or our opponent would win like a Mongon, so let's just say 12,000 points on Ron, and if they Tsumo that, let's say we'll lose 4,000 points. If we win this hand, what do we get? So we got Riichi and 1 Dora, but we have enough Foo, so with Ron that would go up to 3,200 points, and with Sumo that would be Riichi Sumo that, so 52, and let's not count Ipatsu or Uridor right now, let's just go like super base. Looking at that, let me check this out. So the total EV of pushing right here is about minus 1,200 points. But in comparison, if we assume the same things, folding right here would have an EV of minus 1,770 points. So yeah, that's like pretty solid increase in EV if we do push here, even assuming that they have a Mongon and we don't get like any Ipatsu or Uridor at all. So yeah, considering that, uh, probably reach, and especially considering that this is a tournament setting where it's like the final game and or not the final game, the final series, and there's only 4 games. Probably want to go EV Max here. Yeah, Ricci on the 9 pin. Let's see what they're thinking. Ricci! All right, we're good to go. So we got safe tile, 2mon, 3 pin. Oh god. All right, safe tile. Kind of. That's really safe-ish tile. 4 pin looks really scary, but passes. Let's see. Oh, and you're saying and a terrace asks, that assumes the dealer doesn't run off anyone else, right? Yes. So this is assuming like a 1v1. We're basically assuming that the other 2 players are just like perfect players, and they're not going to deal into either of us. Hatsu. 9 so is safe for the dealer. This is another kind of like good thing right here of when there's 2 Rishis on the field, and then the 2 people that are defending draw tiles, but they don't have something that's safe for each of them, they have to make a choice of, do I defend against the dealer or do I defend against the not dealer? And if they do defend against the not dealer here, technically our winning tile is a part of the dealer safe tile, so that increases our chance of pulling that 7 so out just by a bit. But considering that it's right next to the Dora, it is very much so just by a bit. Probably will not come out. 5, but who knows? Safe tile, Forso! Run! Alright. So we got our Ricci, 1 Nora, but we got a lot of food right here. 32,000 points, plus the Homba and the Ricci stick. So, yeah. Let's go back and see if my guesstimates were anywhere correct. Here we go. Huh. What was the Eurodora? 8. So yeah, dealer was waiting on a interesting wait right here, a Nakatsuji trap, 6-so and a 8-mon. Unfortunately for them, the Dora was the 5-so, so 6-so is not actually super likely to come out. Oh, and then the backfire right there. But yeah, so they were waiting on that for a Ricci double East, so bit cheaper than the Mangan estimate. Their number of winning tiles versus our winning tiles right here was like what? So 8-mon has 1, 6-mon has 0. So there was only 1 in the wall versus ours, which was 1, actually 3 in the wall. So yeah, 3v1. So that's pretty good for us. Wow. Yeah, so Baoshang has a lot of stuff that, you know, you can't actually know in game, and you never will know in game. For instance, exactly how many tiles are in the wall. You can get a guesstimate. But even then, it's like, well, are they in the live wall? Or are they in, like, you know, the dead wall? Similarly, you can only get, you know, base estimates of, like, how much your opponent's value are going to be, or even, like, what their weight is. In general, the amount of, like, really certain stuff regarding any of that in Mahjong is pretty non-existent. So you just, you know, play with what you know. So EV calculations are really big for that. Basically being able to see a pattern and being like, all right, average dealer reach is about, you know, this much. This hand is this much, and I have like a comparable good weight. So yeah, this is technically EV plus compared to if I fall. And Ateris asks, C playing for 7 pairs, right? Or the 6, 7, 8 pin? Let's see. So starting off before the dealer declared Ricci, yeah, so they were looks like they were going for 7 pairs right here. Potentially, I could upgrade that right there, but then now they're just folding at this point. They still managed to like keep a pretty solid like one Johnson with their draws, which is actually quite impressive. 7 pin became a safe tile, and they were like, oh well, this is perfect. I'm still one Johnson. Wow. Yeah, that's some pretty good defending while keeping like that. So the draws helped them out there a lot. So yeah, if they did get to Tempai there, considering that they would have to push east, south, or Chun, they might take it, or maybe not. They'd probably push the south. I don't know if they would push Chun or the east though, considering from their perspective, they don't see any of those out right now, and there's 2 people in reach. But if they did draw like an east or they drew a Chun, they would probably just take that delicious silent Tempai. Especially considering they got Dora Dora. Alright. Dealer streak ends. Our dealer streak begins. Dora is the 1, so starting off with a 1, 2, 3, 4, technically 5. Connection hands, so 3 Shanten. Dora is the 1, so yeah. This hand is just really cringeworthy. So probably either 1-mon or 9-mon here. I kind of like 9-mon because while this shape right here, if we drop the 1-mon, we don't really lose much if we draw a 3-mon or anything like that. But it has some pretty interesting upgrade potentials. Let's see what they're thinking. So kind of similar. Drop that 9-mon. Want to keep these honor tiles around because we have no value. Technically, this hand could evolve into a Pinzu Honitsu even if we got lucky enough. Dora is really hard to use for us, but it's also hard to use for other people unless they just start off with them, which technically possible. Hey, how about that Honitsu? Yeah. Are they gonna go like thirsty and drop a 4 mon here, or just like regular and drop a 1 mon? I'd probably go 1 mon here. Honitsu would be kind of cool, but we're still missing the crucial part, which is value. So if we had a pair of the Haku and the Hatsu, then it's like, yeah, just full blown, like, doesn't matter what else we have. Just run to Honitsu because you got a Mangan already. But without that, not so easy. Tanya is also an option that we can look at right here. Technically, we can even get like a Sanshoku. So probably just the 1-mon. 1 pin. Alright, now we have choices. Yeah. Alright, so we got some value, and if we draw another Hatsu, then that's like instant, like, Mangan potential from a hand that could hopefully maybe become Tanyao right now. Considering that, yeah, I probably want to kill off the 2, 4, 6, 8. I think killing off the 6, 8 might be a little bit too much because it has those nice Ryanmen draws. It would be nice if this hand becomes a Honitsu, but it's still really far away. We need some amazing draws. So, realistically speaking, probably just 2-mon here. Let's see what they're thinking. Hatsu. Oh, wow. There's like realistically speaking, and then there's like, no, this hand 100% Kawashite. Yeah, that's cool. So they're just throwing out the Hatsu, confirming their cool Haku pair right here, and keeping all of their blocks alive. Basically declaring that this hand will just go as fast as humanly possible, which is kind of interesting, I guess, specifically because they're dealer. So if they do call a Haku, then from the perspective of their opponents, that means that at that point they could use the door in their hand because it's a 1-so. And if their opponents don't really see much of the Dora, then they might just preemptively fold against the open dealer because they don't want to die. And because we are the dealer, we also really, really want to win and keep this Renshan. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. 4-so, 1 pin, 8-so. Hey. Yeah, so we technically got 4 pairs now, which could technically become 7 pairs. Except that's really slow, and we probably want to open up this hand. So what do we do here? I guess if we want to, like, take, like, the either-or path, probably either the 9-pin or the 5-pin. 9-pin's kind of cool, because you're left with, like, this 3, 4, or 3, 5, 7, 7 shape. And then you have, like, this 2, 3 Ryanmen is kind of like how you can treat it. But dropping the 5-pin's kind of cool, because then you got, like, that 8-pin acceptance. Yeah, let's see what they're gonna do. I'd probably go 9-pin here. 2-mon. Huh. 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 Huh? So they might be transitioning here from like, hey, let's go Kawashite to, hey, let's go Chitoitsu. It's kind of interesting. Technically, it's not that big of a loss because they only lose the 3-mon, but they can still take in the 5-mon for a Ryanmen upgrade. And by not dropping either the 9 or the 5, they're still keeping like the full potential of this like Pinzu shape alive, still being able to take in the 8 and the 6, and also like the 7. And technically, you could get like 3 blocks out of the Pinzu shape alone. Okay. Hatsu, 5-mon, Tuso. Tuso Pon from Toyman, that's interesting. So Tuso is kind of required to use the Dora in a non-Toitsu or, 3-of-a-kind shape. So yeah, what's Toyman doing? Is it just Tanyao? Technically, we don't see any honor titles yet, nor do we see any of the Dora, so Toy and, like, Death Potential are still available. But yeah, I don't really know. 8-so has 3 outs, and 5-so has 1 out, and we just drew the 7-so. It's kind of gross. kind of gross. That said, if we are going for 7 pairs, 7 so is actually probably really, really, really good right now. So are they going to drop the 4 mon then? Yep, so they're like, yeah, 8 so being pretty dead is kind of sad, but I bet the 7 so is awesome. Alright. So yeah, I got a second tile Hatsu drop and then a north falling right here. So it's like, what's this person doing? Doesn't look too scary right now. 3 mon. That's unfortunate, but we don't care. Continue on. So Forso came out, no call right there. If they do call, then their hand is like 2 Shanten. Technically, it could be Toy Toy if they get another like tile upgrade, but yeah, before that they would need the Haku, the 7 pin, the 3 pin, and another pair draw, and so it's like, yeah, just not do that. 3 so draw right here, that's kind of interesting, but 2 so is pretty much dead except 1 more tiles, so probably just a Wasuchi the 3 so. See what they're thinking. Oh, so they're keeping that 3 so around, so they're looking at potentially getting that 5-sided shape with like that 5 so draw. I guess if you're also thinking from a Chitoy perspective, 3 so is actually really good. 3 so just came out and no one called. 2 so we can see 3 of them, and then the 4 so we can see all of them. So 3 so is pretty good and most likely still 2 in the wall. Oh. Okay. East pawn, west. Technically, a Shonpai comes out. Pawn. All right. Everyone and their mother are now going for Yakuhai, which is kind of scary. Probably don't want to call that. All right, yeah. So that's kind of scary because Dora is the 1 so, and now both of these people can actually use the 1 so in their hands, and we don't see any of them right now. So yeah, most probably one of these hands is worth like nothing. And then the other one is probably worth like a death hand. This player might be going for a Manzu Honitsu, considering their discards, but that's not for sure right now. It's just like a maybe. Toyman is kind of scary. Probably has a connect tile to the 1 mon. We can see 3 of them at this point. 1 mon could also have just been their safe tile that they kept around since it was safe for the dealer. But anyway, yeah, so technically we are in Ishanten right here, because the 7 so was just that delicious. What do we drop? Or I guess a better question would be, should we push it all? So 1 Shanten to 7 pairs, if we were just drawing out of a black box, is still like 9 turns on average to get to Tenpai. Not that great. Or I'm sorry, 8 turns on average to get to Tenpai. So, that being the case, do we push this hand? Or do we preemptively fold because someone might have a Dora death hand? Especially this player right here. This player dropped an early 2 so, and they were holding on to this Chun in hand, so the chances that this player has already a couple Dora in their hand is kind of likely. That being said, what do we drop? Guess if we are considering just that, then probably 3 so is the drop. But 3 so looks so good for 7 pairs. But I guess we don't really have much room to complain because we're 1 Shansen and 2 people are open with potential death hands. So yeah, I'm probably going to go 3 so. Let's see what they're thinking. Alright, so they went 3 so as well. Potentially similar thoughts. Oh, 3 so. It was in the wall. Hatsu, we can see all of those. So probably just cut off the Hatsu. Toyman drops a 9-mon, probably connected tiles. 6 comes out right here. We got an 8-pin. Yeah, so probably just play along, drop the 6. It's like 100% safe, and then we still keep our 1 Shanten. Ooh, no. So they're dropping the 8-pin right here. Safe for Toyman, pretty safe for this person right here. And then they're keeping the 6-0 around, so this is kind of interesting because both 6-0 and 8-pin are both 1 cut. So if safety isn't an issue, then the big question becomes which is more likely on the wall. So from our perspective, we can see all the 4 Sozus. We can see 2 of the 7 Sozus. We see like these early 8-so drops and all of the 8-so. And even like this early 5-so drop. So I guess from their perspective, they're like, yeah, 6-so looks really, really good. Potentially even more than 8-pin. Interesting. Got 9-mon, 9-pin, 9-mon, 8-pin. I told you so. All right, now just get rid of that. We can't predict what's in the wall. We can only try. 5-pin is now technically a safe tile. 1 Sozu is Shonpai, and it's also the Dora, and we are not dropping that. 5-pin just came out, so probably just go along with that and drop a 5-pin, or we could drop that 6 Sozu. Looking of which one's probably better in the wall, 6 Sozu. So 5-pin. Yep. 2-mon, none. 5-mon, that's probably a connected tile. So yeah, I'm most probably expecting these 2 are in Tempai right now. North is 2 cut. Probably just drop the north. This person might be folding. But this is like, the 2-mon was kind of a push that came out before the 5-mon, so they might just be washing around. 8-mon comes out, and instant death hands. Womp womp. 3,900 points. So yeah, it was Honitsu waiting on an 8-6-3. See what our Toyman was doing. Toyman was still pretty far from Tempai. Why'd they drop the 5? What? What are they doing? Oh, I see. They didn't have the 4-pin. Okay, so they're like, yeah, I'll just call for Toy Toy. But it never came. Interesting. 6-so was indeed 1 in the wall. And then 8-pin at the time looks like it was still 2 in the wall. Okay. So wins our dealership. Eat. Alright. East 3. Dora is the 2-mon, starting off with 1, 2, 3, 5 Shanten for a regular hand, or technically 4 Shanten for a 7 pairs hand. Got a Ryeonmin Minsu right here, so yeah, this is kind of chill. Do got the Dora, so probably could just rush to Tempai, considering that. Probably Otakaze. I think South is the only one we have right now, so I'd probably go South. See what they're thinking. 9-mon. So they're keeping all of these honor tiles rounds. 9-mon doesn't have that much potential compared to regular honor tiles. And I guess if they do build up a couple of these, they can't even think to switch over to calling a Honitsu or something. South, 6-pin, 1-so. Hey, that's kind of cool. Probably South. Standard Ukiere. 7-mon. They love dropping. they love drawing the 7-mon to go along with their discarded 5-pin. Or 9-mon. Unfortunate. That said, what do we drop here? So this hand is really bad, and I mean it's not super bad, but it's pretty bad. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 Shanten. Technically we have a Dora. Technically we could draw another Dora, but we have to kind of do that first. So considering that I don't want to drop the East right now, because it's like a double East, and if we're not going to push his hands potentially at all, then I don't want to give away like easy access to Han. So considering that, it's probably either the Pei or the Haku. Pei would be easier to get. If we're being more Shibori like Haku. Yeah, keeping Haku is probably good too. Yeah, I'll probably just go Haku drop, see what they're thinking. Pei, oh, yeah, so this is what I was talking about before, where your own win is a lot easier to get for calling like a Yakuai tile than like a dragon or like the double win, right? But from a defensive perspective, if we do keep these around, and let's say, you know, our hand never proceeds, or other people's hands go faster than ours, and we decide to fold, then we are in a situation where we don't have to drop these, and we can just hold on to them forever. Then no one else gets to call. If we, on the other hand, have a really far away hand, and we're like, yeah, let's, you know, maximize where we can, and you start dropping like the double East and like the Haku, people do get that chance to then, you know, grab those, run with them. For dealer especially, like, you know, double East, Tudora is already a Mongon. For non-dealer, like Honitsu is really, really nice and an easy way to get value in WRC rolls. So yeah, honor tiles are really good, and therefore holding honor tiles so that other people don't get them also becomes pretty good. You don't see it as much in Akari rule sets, mostly because people do Atsuzuke all the time, and also there's a lot of value going around, so there's not as much hand Yaku aiming. Instead, it's more of like rush to Tempai, and you'll just have like Red Dora hit your face kind of thing. But in WRC rules and JPML A-League rules, keeping those around and being more conscious of giving those out is definitely a play. That said, we got a 3-pin draw now. Do we drop the 5-zo here or just go Haku? Because now this hand is advanced enough to where we don't care. Probably Haku. Yep, so they're like, yeah. You know, far Shanten hands? No. 2 Shanten hand with Dora Tanki? Yeah. Dropping that Haku. Still holding on to this double East, though. Toyman drops a South after another South comes out. That might be a reactive dropped with something like a 7 pairs hand, so we gotta watch out for them if they do reach. 5 mon draw. I'd probably go East here. Let's see what they're thinking. 5-zo, yep. So they are holding on to this East for dear life. And only if you twist their arm and just force them will they actually finally drop it. Probably if they, like, you know, drew something like a 6-mon or something. Then they might drop the East. But right now, before then, nope. They're holding on to this double East for dear life. 7-pin, that's pretty good though. You gonna drop that East now? No, wow. So yeah, even the prospects of like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shape is not enough for them to drop that double East. Huh. Alright, we got a 6-mon draw. If we do drop the East right here, and then we draw like a 6-mon, we could get like Reach Pin Fui Peiko, but have to drop that Dora. If we do drop the 5-mon here, then that's basically saying like I'm not dropping the Dora, but I don't want to drop the East right now. So yeah, let's see. All right, so 6-mon is their limit. 6-mon for this one Shanten, with potential Penfui Peiko or even like, you know, Dora, is enough for them. Let's see. 5-mon. Actually, if they draw 6-mon there, it's kind of awkward because they have the Dora. They're still missing a pair right here. So if they do draw like, if they draw a 6-mon or a 9-so though, they'll probably just wait on the Dora. Especially if they draw a 9-so, they can just dom on the Dora. Let's see. 9 mon, don't need that. 1 mon is kind of disgusting. Kind of disgusting. Dora, yeah, especially in WRC and JPML rule sets, yeah, Dora is very, 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 very dangerous, especially on this board right now. Toyman might be Tenpai. They're looking kind of like Chitoitsu though. Shimocha has a Tatsu over this person's Tsumogiri mode for forever. So not the safest board. So yeah, this 1 mon draw. If we do keep this around, like drop the 5 mon, we can draw a 1/2 mon and also 3 mon to get into Senpai. The issue there is that a 1 mon draw is kind of sad because we have to draw the Dora. But then again, even if we keep this 5 around, drawing a 5 or an 8, we have to drop the Dora. 3 mon draw is really awkward because we would need to either wait on a 7-so or a 7/8-so. And currently we can see 2 of each. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 of those out. So only 1 7-so would be left for that. So probably wouldn't take the Tenpai, or at least the immediate reach. Yeah. Then again, this late, I kind of don't want to drop the 7, or I kind of don't want to drop that Dora either way if we do get Tenpai. Then again, this late, I don't know if I even want to drop the 5 mon here. Ooh, I guess a play could be you drop the 7 and the 8-so. But that seems a little bit too defensive, so I'll probably just go 5 mon here. See what they're thinking. 1 mon, so yeah, Tsumogiri. Don't want to drop either of these yet. If they do get the Tenpai, then they'll risk it. But before that, try to avoid. Everyone looks really scary, and oh gosh, oh gosh, Alright, we're Tenpai. We're not dealer, but we're waiting on the 6/9 Sozu. 6 is 2 out, 9 has 2 out, and 9 is also Ipeiko. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs and declaring Ricci right here, dropping the 2 mon. Let's see what they're thinking. Ricci! They are thinking the same thing. So yeah. Four-sided weight. That said, we can see all of the 8 Sozus, so 9-so looks amazing in the wall right now. Also, if anyone draws the 9 Sozu, they can't use it, most certainly, which means our weight is really, really, really absurdly good. And also, it's like, you know, the good weight, because we get Ipeiko. So yeah, 3-so, push from this person, Toyman, looks like a small fold. This person, safe tile over, so yeah. Dealer is definitely one to look out for right now. 2-pin, no respect. Dealer might be in Tenpai, or they could be 1 Shanten. Haku is like a safe tile over, but Toyman is probably going for 7 pairs, and now they're dodging around. We can check this afterwards. Toitsu drop right here, so probably 1/2 Shanten. Dealer finally hits their Tenpai, I guess, or hit something that they're willing to reach. Drops 7 mon, Ricci. 2-pin, safe for dealer. This is a safe tile. This is actually the 8-pin is a blatant push. What is that? So unless they have like some information that we don't have, or that was their actual safest tile, the 8-pin is a straight up push, and this actually might be Tenpai or 1 Shanten. Toyman dropping there. Toitsu. 3 mon is really scary. Safe. 5-so Nakasuji against the dealer and safe tile for us. And that's a 2 Mondora. Alright, rip, GG. Oh, we're good. We're alive still. Okay, so we can see 3 of the door right now, so that is pretty nice. And the 9-so comes out. Alright, so yeah. Richi, Pinfu, Ipeiko, 3,900 plus these delicious points on the board. Let's see what they had, because they were like hella pushing. Okay, yeah, so they were in Tenpai, waiting on a 4 Manzu for a Sanshoku only. They decided not to Richi this, interestingly enough. I guess trying to control the variance, because they are in first place right now, so while they still want to push this hand and potentially, like, kill off these two Richis, they don't want to, like, push it to the point that they're, like, Richi, and if they do draw a super, super dangerous tile, they don't have the option of folding. But if they stay Dama, then they can still fold, even though the EV of this specific like hand is a little bit less. Because they already have a lot of points, them being able to lower that variance is really good for them. And dealer was Richi, Pinfu, 1 Dora, waiting on the 7 and 4 Sozu weights. Okay. Toyman was indeed going for 7 pairs. I see your tricks. Alright. Oh yeah, and when we did reach 6 and 9 Mon, or 6 and 9 Sozu was 3 in the wall, so yeah, and 9 Sozu, no one can use it, except, I guess, the Chitoitsu. Except that's kind of sad, because they already threw it earlier. So yeah, this weight is, like, absurdly good. If we do compare it to, like, the dealer weights, 3 tiles in wall versus when they reached, what were they waiting on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 tiles in wall, so 3v3. Right. Win all the Richi battles. Next hand, Dora is the Nun, South. We are currently the West. It is the East round still, and this hand's kind of cool. All right. So yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 connections. Within 4 blocks. 2 Shanten, and yeah. Can I get a Tanyao Sanshoku up in here? Maybe. Let's see. Do we go 1 Mon or do we go 9 So? I kind of want to greed and just go 1 Mon from the beginning. We are the West right now, so probably keep that around. See what they're thinking. So standard 9 So here. Kind of like the 1 Mon better. Normally the shape is kind of cool, but with what we have right here, I kind of like getting rid of like the 1 Mon. 1 Mon's also 1 cut right here. 9 So would be a little bit extra tiles. Well, I guess like 1 extra tile at max for a pair upgrade, but it's really marginal. So doesn't matter that much. Similarly, 1 Mon, 1 pin Sumogiri. Don't want to give out any extra information about things that might be around there. 3 Mon draw. We have Sanchoku Insights now, so probably is a 1 Mon. No! What? Ha. 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 This is interesting. So yeah, there's like, yeah, not taking that. Keeping around this 1 Mon. I guess I don't know. Like, is this their declaration that like if they draw like a 2-pin, they're just gonna like. I mean, if they draw a 2-pin, surely you drop the 1 Mon and stay Dama and try to get a better weight. If you draw a 5-pin, surely you drop the 1 Mon and stay Dama and wait on a better weight. I don't see what the point of keeping 1 Mon here is. So does West Drop have a wider ukiyo-e? Yes, technically it does. The reason being because you have no pair right now, and so this 1, 2, 3, 4 shape means you can take in the 1 or the 4 in order to, you know, get that pair. Normally, that is. This case is a little bit different because if we do get a 4 So or a 4 Manzu, we're not that happy. Mostly because it becomes a Richinomi. If we get a 1 Manzu, I guess that's okay. But the big thing here is that we have a potential for Sanshoku, and we also have the potential for Tanyao. If we do draw a 2-pin right here, for instance, we wouldn't want to, like, declare Richi on a 1-4 Manzu, because if the 4 Manzu comes out, we're really sad. And if the 1 Manzu comes out, I guess it's okay. Also, we have, like, Tanyao options here, too, so... Yeah, I don't see the benefit of keeping that 1 mon around. I'm really curious to see if they'll declare Richi if they draw a 4 mon, but I can't imagine them doing so. Alright, everything's great. Drop the 1 mon, we are, like, full to go. So this is, like, absolutely amazing, because we're missing a pair right now, but we have this Anko right here, where if we do draw a, like, 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, we can just draw this, or drop the 8, and boom, Pinfu, potentially Tanyao, potentially Sanshoku. But we could still also draw a 2, a 3, a 5, a 6, a 3, a 4, any of those tiles to instantly get Senpai as well, because that becomes our pair, and then we have, like, the too many, like, Tatsu, so too many things that can become a 3 of a kind, and yeah, so this is really cool. Really, really cool. So cool that even in the face of a person reaching, will probably still push his hand, especially considering that they reached on the Dora. There's a lot of draws that we could have, and this one was by far the worst of them. All right. Yeah, you used it on Karishinomi. So we got the Tenpai, waiting on a 2-5 pin for Pinfu only. We drew the Wenso here, which is very, very unfortunate because we lose both Tanyao and also Sanshoku chances. Pinfu alone is like half a Yaku, and so it's not that great. So, I see 3 viable options here. First option, as Raja just suggested, slam the Richi button, drop the 8, and wait on that 2-5 pin. Dora is non-existent. Richi Pinfu this early against, like, non-dealer breach. Pretty standard, like, better EV than just, like, Damazensu. That being said, this is kind of an interesting situation. So second case is drop the 8 mon, don't reach, because our upgrade potential here is really, really big. So if we do draw a 4-so or a 7-so, we instantly have Tenpai for a potential Pinfu Tanyao Sanshoku, and if we reach you that and sumo that, that is a Hanuman hand. So we go from a Pinfu Dirt hand to a potential, like, Hanuman, even without, like, Ipatsu-ura potential, which is really, really huge. And then the third option, which is kind of interesting, would be drop the 2-so. I'm sorry, drop the 1-so and be like, yeah, I'm not gonna take this, like, Pinfu only. I'm gonna, like, maximize my hand for ultimate value. Just kind of cool. So yeah, what do you do here? Personally, I would probably just drop the 8 mon and Dama, because even though I really want to, like, maximize this value here, someone's in reach, and I should probably respect that. Especially since I'm, like, second place, kind of fighting for first place. Yeah, so let's see what they're gonna do. 8 mons, yep, they're like, Dama. Nimi agrees. Alright. Now I got some choices to make, assuming our draws are difficult. But this one is not. Probably just enjoy life, Tsumogiri. Raja asks, kind of just like prolonging hands given we're on the clock. So in this, well, in regular WRC, so for instance, like in the qualifying round, they do have a like time limit. But in the finals and like semifinals, there is actually no time limit for the WRC games. So this game is actually, yeah. Oh, you mean against Ricci? Okay. Uh, uh, I guess this is trade off. Like, usually, like, if we're talking about, let's see. So if you've read Ricci Book 1, one of like the simple rule of thumbs of like, oh, should I reach this hand or should I try to go for an upgrade? Is try to go for an upgrade only if it's like a +3 Han plus upgrade, which in this case it actually is because you can get Sanshoku and Tanyao, so +3 right there. Especially in WRC rule sets, that's really, really, really big, like absurdly big. In Tenno and Majusol, maybe not as much because you have that red Dora stuff and you just like want to go. And it's pretty easy to hit Mongons and whatnot, but in WRC and JPML Ailey rule set, it's not as easy to hit Mongon and Hanuman. And so, technically, when the chance arrives, pretty good to just scoot out of the way a little and try to nab that, especially since the trade-off is only like, not much actually. Yes, if we do Ricci, we have that Ricci, Ipatsu, and Pinfu, and Uradora potential, but the benefit from staying Dama right here is pretty okay. If we didn't have those upgrades, and there was like, no upgrade for this hand, Ricci probably would be pretty standard, just for base EV wise. But if we look at like this specific round, even Doming then might actually be the play. The reason why is because if you do Dama, you hold the chance to fold later on. If you do draw a super like absurdly uber dangerous tile, you can say, oh no, I'm out. What's up, Flan? Yes, this is Akanashi right here. So yeah, because the point situation right now is kind of like separated, so we got like the top two and then like the bottom two. Playing a little bit more variance is actually really good because we're still giving our the chance to win, but we're not throwing like everything out because we don't have to. We're already like up. Whereas if we do fight them to the death and they do end up killing us, even though it's like EV positive, if we consider the entire round and the situation, it actually might be better just to Dama, even if this didn't have this cool Sanshoku Tanyo upgrade. But anyway, yeah, 2-pick comes out, and we're like, oh, would have been great if I had a 4-so or a 7-so, but it doesn't matter. Takes the pin Fedora right here. And yeah. So for this Ricci that we were going up against, they were just a Ricci Nomi. So yeah. That's another thing to consider in WRC rules. Hands are generally going to be a lot cheaper than they are in red Dora rules, especially for this round where it's like Dora is really hard to use tile. They Ricci'd by discarding that Dora, and they have a 4th turn reach. Good chance that this hand is pretty cheap. Not always, but good chance. All right, and with that, we are into the South round. Dora is the 7 Monzu, and look at this hand. Yeah, this is awesome. Starting off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 connections, 4 blocks, so 2 Shanten. Dora is the 7 Mon, and we have 2 of them, and yeah, this is like everything you've ever wanted in a starting hand and more. Raja says, I'm surprised he chose the 3/6 Mon instead of the 2 Mon plus West. Oh wait, that was Pinfu. Yep. Also, did they have that chance? Let's see what they did. Oh, I see. So they drew the 3 Mon right here, and then they're like, well, I'm not dropping the Dora because like if they do get the Dora, that's like instant value. And then after that, they got the Senpai, and they're like, well, I guess I'll take it now. If they did have this like reversed a little, yeah, if they did, let's say, drop the South before and then they drew the 1 pin, they might actually take the West weight, just because it's a pretty devious weight. Actually, probably not being 1 cut. They probably still take the Ramen. Yeah, they probably still take the Ramen. If there was like no West out, they probably might take that just to be like a quick like steal away hand. Whee! Alright. So yeah, Dora 7mon. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, 2 Dora. I want to go fast. Currently we're in the south round. We are the south winds, so east is nothing to us. They'll probably kill the east. Then again, you could try to kill Haku right here. So, back to some statistics. The earlier you cut a Yakuai tile, the less chance that someone will have 2 and be willing to call it. How little is that? Really little. So one play could even be like, if let's say the Dora was like an east right here, and you're in a situation where you don't need the Dora, you just need to win a hand. Dropping the east on like the very first turn is actually the safest time you can actually do it. So in a similar sense, right now we have like this amazing God sent hand with like really really good Mensa potential here. So we could greed and be like, hey, I'm just going to try to kill off other people's hands right now, because the worst thing that could possibly happen to us is someone wins a, Pon, Ron, Yakuhai, and we're crying because we have this like god hand right here. So to prevent that, we can throw the Haku as soon as possible, so that we're not giving them a chance to call it. Even if they do have like 2, because it is the first turn, they can still just be like, I'll call the second one. I still maybe want to like get value out of this hand, especially in WRC rule sets. So yeah, let's see what they're thinking. Tone. So standard play here. Drops the Otakaze, still keeping this Haku around for themselves, just in case they want to use it. Because they are still technically 4 blocks, so a Haku draw would be really nice. Compared to an East draw, which would be very mediocre. That said, yeah, 9-pin or Haku here. I really want to go Haku. They are also really going to go Haku. So we can get Tanyo upgrades now. We have 2 Dora. This is amazing. Everything is great. Nothing can possibly go wrong. What is this? Oh my god. Yeah, drop that 9-pin now. Ishanten for a potential Tanya Dora, even Pinfu with the 3-so draw. Keep the 5-mon around probably, because we can potentially upgrade to another Rionmen down there. 9-pin into Ponkat. I mean, technically if 7-mon comes out, we're gonna Pon that 100%. I don't think it'll come out, but yeah. This is kind of interesting. Probably just 2-mon. If we do keep the 5-mon around, 4-mon's pretty good. 6-mon is weird because it kind of overlaps with the Dora, but we probably still accept that. 2-mon is kind of nice because we can get that 3-mon, but the 1-mon does ruin this locked-in Tanya right here, so probably just the 2-mon. That said, the 1 4-mon wait with a 3-mon draw would be really, really cool, especially since we have 2 Dora. Ho! 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 What is this? So 5th turn, they are Saki gating. They are holding this 2-cut west tile and be like, hey, safe tile. Saying, yeah, I'm good with my shapes. I'm not that happy with the 4-mon draw or 6-mon draw either. So, huh. That is an interesting choice. And Tempai. Do you Richi for a Richi Tanya Dora, or do you say Dama? Personally, I really like Dama here. 3 reasons. First reason, for like in the points right now, it's pretty much top 2 and bottom 2. So a little bit variance would be kind of variance control is kind of nice there. 3-so is pretty cool, but it's not like amazing, right? Second reason, the shape. If we do draw a 5-so, a 6-so, or an 8-so, we instantly have a shape upgrade, which would be amazing. Especially if we get like a like any of those, that also gives us Pinfu, which means Pinfu Tanya Dora chance. We can say Dama for that, or Richi Sumo for a Hanemon. So yeah, Dama. They agree. Jay says, if you got the 6 mon, you will not drop the Dora. By the way, Dama. Yeah, if you got the 6 mon, like, you'd probably begrudgingly, like, keep the 5, 6, 7, 7, but that's kind of sad, because if you do end up on Tempai on that, 7 mon's not coming out. And 4 mon's pretty difficult to come out. 3 mon, we don't need that. Just waiting to snipe someone with our 5,200 point hands. And luckily for us, it was the first place player. Run! So yeah, this is like amazing for us. 5,200 points. That puts another 10,400 point difference between us and them, which is really great. Killed off their dealership. And yeah, south to our dealership. Dora is the 4 Pinzu, and what are... so yeah, the sands. For a standard shape, we got 1, 2, 3 blocks, 5 shanten. For looking at Kokushi, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The great 8 tiles for Kokushi. Yeah, this is horrible. And unfortunately, or I guess maybe fortunately, Dora is the 4 Pinzu, and so that also dissuades against going for something like Kokushi here. So yeah, what do you do here? I'm kind of liking that one, so let's see what they're thinking. Ha. 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 So, going back to what we were talking about a couple rounds before, keeping like double wins and you know, honor tiles for whenever you are unlikely to win the hands, because then you're preventing other people from like getting lucky, like, you know, pon pon, ha, tsumo, mangan, honitsu hands. And in this case, it looks kind of similar. So East is their wind right now, but they decide to drop their own south wind before dropping one of these other Yakuai tiles because their hand is horrible, and they don't want to give those chances to other people. Okay, okay. 3 mon is a godsend draw. Probably either 9 mon or 1 so here. Or maybe even 9 pin. Huh. So if we're looking at faraway chances, 1 so technically has Sanshoku, but that's kind of sad. 9 mon technically has Itsu, and 9 pin technically has Itsu. They're all kind of sad. Probably 1 so. 9 mon. Alright, alright, alright. It is kind of interesting to see this player. I see a 5 and a 9 mon, and I'm like, oh, Ryankan chance. This is amazing. This player sees a 5 and a 9 mon, and they're like, oh, 7 mon's already good for 5 mon. I don't need 9 mon. Kind of interesting. 5 pin. This hand is so sad. We could even Sumogiri the 5 pin here because we don't really want to drop the Dora. That said, we could just use the 2, 4, 5, 5. So Wensozu? Haku. 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 Huh. Haku. So looking at these discards right here, these two very, very well might be going for a Honitsu. And then even in face of that, they're like, yeah, let's drop the Haku right now. Even though this hand is still really quite iffy. Flan says, Gyakugiri Dora Soba on the right? Yeah, I mean, like, these things right here, just like, what? Like, either it's like hardcore like Honitsu, or they have some death hands coming up. Either way, not good for us. Haku is not really a good save tile either, and so I guess if we do drop it right now, we don't have to worry about it later. It's kind of interesting to see them kind of like backtrack on like some of their decisions. So it's like, if you're gonna drop Haku now, why didn't you just keep the East? Especially for like this hand. Then again, this is a little bit better than their starting hand. That said, I don't think you can drop the double south here. Especially if these two are going for a Honitsu. Like a double south for the south player right here instantly gives them a Mongon passage. And this hand is really bad. So, yeah. 1-mon? 9-pin, okay. I am curious to see, are they starting to be wary of like, well, if this is a Honitsu, we can see two of the colors, so Monzu, probably not a great color to drop. So rather than dropping 1-mon, drop this 9-pin right now. 4-pin draw makes things great and awkward. Yeah, so Chitoitsu is an option now. So do we drop 1-pin here? Or do we drop 1-so? I'm kind of digging that 1-pin. But they're taking the 1-so. Still keeping the 1-2 alive. Technically okay at max here. Right now we technically have 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connections, so 3 Shansen. Technically. It's also 3 Shansen from 7 pairs. This player's doing, I have no idea what. Toyman also looks really interesting. This person looks normal, at least. Yeah. We have some Dora now, so I guess we try to be greedy here. We are in first place, and we don't want to overreach too much. That being said, this is a finals, a 4-game finals, so we do want to take in as many points as we can. So yeah, 1-mon? Sha, nope. Keeping both 7-pair options and regular hand options alive. Not worrying about a safe tile for second place, it seems, right now. 9-so? Interesting progress right here going on. 6-so is pretty awesome. Alright. 5-mon or 1-mon here? I have no idea what's going on the board. I kind of want to drop 5-mon right now. 1-pin. Okay, so they're like, yeah, 3-pin can already be used by this 4-4-5 over here. So still technically no change in Shanten, but this dropping the 1-2 right here does prevent them from dropping that 5-mon, which might not be the best idea considering Toyman looks like they're loving some Monzu right now, and we have no idea what our Shimacha is doing. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know what this is, but it might be Tenpai. Trollanova followed! And also, let's see, Glitch Heart, thank you for the follow! 2 more followers, yay! Oh, nice. So got the 6-mon draw. Drop, I think we should drop the 1-mon right now. Toyman looks like they're going for like a Monzu, Honitsu, or Chinitsu, and 1-mon will be really scary to drop later on. So they're probably thinking the same thing. Drop the 1-mon. 7-mon comes out from Shimacha's Cheed. Toyman is now pretty much confirmed going for a Honitsu or a Chinitsu in Sozu or in Monzu. So yeah. Gotta watch out for that. What do we do here? Oh, I really don't want to drop the South. So we're in first place right now, so we don't have to like risk our neck to like, you know, fight for this hand no matter what. We can just back off and enjoy life. And that might actually be the case because we don't want to drop the South unless we're in Tenpai. That being said, 2-pin or 1-so? I guess 2-pin. 1-so. Alright, safer option. Not dropping the 2-pin until they have to. If they draw a 3-pin, I don't see them dropping the 4-pin here. Most certainly not. Then again, it's safe for Toyman, and the other two aren't showing definite Tenpai yet, so maybe. Guess 8-so? North drop from this person. I still have no idea what this is, which makes it all the more scary. 7-mon drop, that's overflow from Toyman. Toyman, we could probably assume they're in Tenpai. Tumon is in our hand now, and this person called. Safe tile overflow. We can probably assume they're in Tenpai. So yeah, 2 people probably in Tenpai, a 3rd person maybe in Tenpai, and our hand that just drew a 2 Manzu. Sounds like a fold to me. What do we fold with, though? So 2 pins right next to the Dora, 4 pin is the Dora, 5 pin is right next to the Dora. Manzu is like NG, and yeah, so probably 5-so, 6-so. 6-so is safe for this player right here, so I'm kind of liking 6-so. Let's see what they do. 2 pin, still taking the risk right here. It's kind of interesting. Tactical retreat. Let's see. Anatera says, do we trust that Shinitsu isn't Tenpai? I don't know if it's Shinitsu or Honitsu. I'm guessing Honitsu right now, mostly because we can't see any of the Chun, we can't see any of the Hatsu. We don't see 3 of the Haku, so there's still a lot of honor tiles that we're missing, so it smells a little bit more like Honitsu than Shinitsu. But considering that we see North and then a 7-mon drop, yep, probably Tenpai. Could be one Shanten, but as far as this hand's concerned, it's probably Tenpai. 8-mon drop, that's a Rionman drop. Or it could be a Karagiri. Either way, I'm still assuming that they're probably Tenpai. If our hand was worth pushing, which it kind of may actually be worth pushing right now, then I might consider their hand to be not that and risk push. But I don't think I can drop a 2-mon or a Shonpai South right here with a 1-Shanten hand as first place. That being said, I really don't want to fold this hand. Do I drop 5 pin or do I drop these? 5 pin is technically Nakatsuji for our friend right here. But 4 pin is the Dora, so Nakatsuji wouldn't be that strange. But there's only 1 4 pin left. I'm kind of liking the 5 pin drop. Let's see what they do. They are also liking the 5 pin drop. So don't want to commit to dropping something really scary unless they're actually in Tenpai. Toyman drops the 3-so. Now, you might think to yourself, hey, they dropped a 3-so. Does that mean that they're not going for a Honitsu Tenpai or a Chinitsu Tenpai? And the answer is maybe, but also maybe not. So this is actually one really fun and cool strategy to use in no Red 5 Mahjong, which is disguising your Honitsu. So usually if you're going against someone that's going for a Honitsu, the general strat is don't even pay them like any mind until you start to see overflow. In other words, you don't really care of like what they have or like whatnot. You just care, are they in Tenpai or not? And then once they are in Tenpai, then that's when you're like, well, I better, you know, not deal into that. So how do you say that a Honitsu hand is in Tenpai? Usually you look for overflow in the suit. So for instance, Toyman dropped a 7 and 8 mon, so that's overflow in the Manzu suit. Which is all great, right? So if you are the person that has the Honitsu and you're like, I have this great Honitsu, but every time I hit Tenpai, everyone's just like folding to me. How do I, get them to push my Honitsu? The answer is disguise it. So if you have a Honitsu, and let's say you have 5 blocks, it's 1 Shanten. Rather than keeping like a cool safe tile around, you can keep a cool out of suit tile around. Let's say like a 3-so, like a 6 pin, 4 pin, anything. And yeah, you can just shuffle through those. So one turn, you draw a 6 pin. All right, let's drop this 3-so from my hand. Next turn, draw a something. All right, let's drop the 6 pin from my hand. If you do that, it's really cool because for one, it disguises when you actually get to Tenpai. Because you could be Tenpai after dropping like, that 3-so or that 6 pin for your Manzu Honitsu Tenpai. Or you could have just drawn another tile and just switched out. No one knows. So whenever you do actually hit Tenpai and you're just, casually drop a 6 pin or a 3-so for your Manzu Honitsu, then people look at that and are like, well, I have a fighting hand, right? I got this like one Shanten, Mangon, or oh, I got this like Tanyao Tenpai. I think they're going for Honitsu, but I don't know for sure that they are, and they don't. That I don't see like any like direct overflow right now, like after like the 6 pin. So yeah, I'm gonna push that, and then boom, hit him with a Mangon. So yeah, that strat is pretty awesome, and it also works for like Kokushi as well. Uh, so yeah, let's see if that's actually the case here. Maybe not, but it is something to consider. Pawn from this person, 5 pin drop. They probably have a connected tile to the 5 pin, which suggests maybe even like a Dora Tonki. Except that's a bit weird because they're winning on like a 3-6 Pinzu, and they're choosing to go for a Dora Tonki instead of the 3-6 Pinzu. Maybe? Maybe? Yeah, either way, probably just like 2 pin, 5 pin, probably 2 pin, I guess. 5 pin, continuing there. Talitsu drop, 2 pins out right there. Toyman drops a 5 pin. Once again, this could be the switching for one Shanten. So I don't know if they're in Senpai or not. I'm pretty sure this is probably something like a Honitsu. Technically, it could not be, but probably. 7 months safe tile. Let's see, 9 pin. Toyman could technically also be like a Chanza as well, so I kind of want to watch out for that. I guess just 2 pin. 6-0, South, Tsumogiri. South is Shonpai. They are probably in Tenpai. 9-0, South, I guess. Toitsu drop. Pawn drops the 1 mon. Now they're actually in Tenpai. Connected tile to that 1 mon, most certainly. And Sumo for a Tanyao. Okay, so they had the 3 E. They had this like 3-3-5 right here, so okay. And the reason why they didn't keep like the 2-pin around is because they had the 1 pin out earlier, and then they're also going for Tanyao. Toyman was actually interesting, so yeah, let's see. Huh. So yeah, they were overflow right here. And then they were dropping this. And yeah, this is the thing I was telling you about. Well, I have 5 blocks, and so rather than keeping like another like Monzu tile or like a safe tile, you just keep this random floating tile right here. So then they draw. Did they get to Tenpai? No one knows. They draw. Did they get to Tenpai? No one knows. In fact, they got to Tenpai right here. And if someone drew like a 3-mon and they're like, well, I might as well push, I don't know if they're Tenpai, chances are they would have probably dealt in. So this is why the strat is absolutely absurdly amazing. Like, Oyaji at the parlor used this a lot. Like, this is like really good. So if you love Honitsu, memorize this strat because this is really, really good. And so yeah, and then we saw this Tsumogiri right here of the Shonpai, and so that's when we're like, oh, they're probably Tenpai. So pawn right there. Oh, this is actually kind of interesting. We can read into this further. If we do assume that they're in Tenpai, and then they pawn this and drop that, then it's like, well, they probably have a complex weight around that. So, interesting. But all right. So they win their Tano hand, end of our dealership, into South 3. Dora is the 9 Pinzu. We are currently in first place by a pretty nice lead. What is that? Like 9,000, 8,700? So, yeah, not bad. Dora is the 9 pin. Starting hand has 1, 2, 3 blocks, 2 pairs, and technically 1 Dora. So it's like a great foldy hand. Did I say fold hand? I meant Shanta or Junshan. 5 mon? Are they that like sinister? No. So getting rid of the east right here. Don't want the dealer to win. As long as anyone else is up, the dealer wins. That's really good for them. Less rounds for us is better because we're in first. We don't need more rounds. We just want the game to end. One pin comes out. No pawn. 6 mon. So do you drop 8, 9 mon here or 7 mon? Looking at the blocks of this hand, technically we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, and can actually have the Doras like 1 block, so like 5 blocks. Bit of an overlap with this 5, 6, and the 8, 9 though, and these are kind of cool Yakuai tiles that we probably want to keep around. Kind of like an 8, 9 mon drop. Let's see what they're thinking. Hatsu. So they're keeping everything around. Getting rid of their Yakuai tiles. I guess other people calling Yakuai right now isn't that bad. If we assume each person has like the same chance of calling Yakuai tile, it's like 2 out of 3 versus 1 out of 3 of someone not being someone not the dealer calling these tiles, which is great for us because we don't want Renchan. Oh, 3 so they are confirming to 5 blocks right here. So 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, 4 block. Technically, potentially 5 block. This is also like looking at 7 pairs. They really don't want to drop the Dora right here because we're in first place, so no reason to give people value. So yeah, 7 pairs and potentially just like rush straight to Tempai 5 block chance. 4 mon. Haku? 9 mon. Okay. Don't want to drop 5 mon right here because this hand is still really bad and 7 pairs is awesome. Not really awesome, but 7 pairs is it's like a consolation prize, and this hand is like, you know, if this is a race and then the other 3 players have already like lapped this player like 5 times, and so the most this hand can hope for at this point is a consolation prize. So yeah, 7 pairs doesn't look that bad. Keeping the 4 mon around, if we're going for a regular hand now rather than relying on the 7 mon right here, keeping this 4, 5, 5, 6 Nakabukure shape so that we can be a little bit more flexible. Alright. Continue with the 8 mon? Wenso, nope. If we're looking at it from a Chichoitsu perspective, we see early 9 mon, early 9 mon. So chances are these 2 players don't have an 8 mon in their hand, which would be pretty awesome for us. So consider compared to that, no Sozu, no lower Sozu, no lower Sozu. 1 so looks kind of bad, so they're throwing the 1 so first. Toyman drops a 6/4 pin, kind of scary. Do we feed Haku? 8 mon. Okay. Standard hand progression right now. Draws the 3 mon. Now we are technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 Shanten. Technically 5 blocks, assuming that the Dora becomes a block. Toyman is kind of sad, but we have 1 pin to defend against them if something happens there. Against the dealer, if they declared reach next turn, we'd be really sad. And against our friend over here, we would also be sad if they declare reach. 1 pin is probably our best option right now. Hey, 7 mon's good for the dealer now. Hatsu, do that earlier. 9 pin. Oh, I completely missed this. So yeah, 9 pin Dora comes out from Toyman, so that's a good indication of either Dama Tenpai or 1 Shanten. 2 pin comes out right here for a Ryanmin drop, which is kind of scary. This is looking like Honitsu right now, Sozu Honitsu. 9 pin just came out. And so this is the best time to drop the 9 pin. No one called a pawn, so the best that can happen for other people is this person calls a chi. Even if they do, then they need to have some type of yaku, which can only be yakuei at that point, most probably, or sanshoku or itsu. But either way, after they call, it's a lot easier to like not give them what they want and just starve them to death. Yeah, so, woo, door disarmed. Success. Hatsu just came out. Tsumagiri right here. I really want to drop that Hatsu right now too, especially if this person's going for a Honitsu. Oh, they don't. Hatsu is 3 cut though, so there's no like pawn right now, unless they're just like hell wait, Tanki wait later on, if they do get that option. But now Hatsu's 100% dead, and it's a 100% safe tile. Chun is now 2 cut. 7 mon pawn from Toyman drops a Haku. Toyman is quite possibly Tempai, and that is kind of scary. That said, it's probably not that big of a Tempai, unless they pull off a Manzu, Honitsu, or Chinitsu. At this point, it would probably have to be Chinitsu. So yeah, Haku? 6 mon, huh. So yeah, we're still keeping the path for 7 pairs, potentially. Can go for regular hands as well. The 3-3-4-5-5 shape is really flexible for that. 3 mon, 1 mon, Haku. So overflow from this person. So probably 1-2 Shanten for their Honitsu. I just want to defend, just run away from everyone right now. Haku? No, Haku and East. Haku Hatsu are both really good for saving for later. 1 pin's great for Toyman, and probably even the other people as well. Did they just drop 7 pin then? Toyman could be going for like... Nah, Toyman probably wouldn't drop the 6 pin though, if they had the 7-7 pin. Drops a 3 mon. Did they not believe that Toyman can have a death hand? I guess, oh, well, okay, never mind. 3 mon dropped right here, no call, Tsumagiri, so 3 mon is actually safe for both these players. And then this player could only have value from like Honitsu or something, most probably, so dropping the 3 mon first. Toyman, Sumo's, yes, it was in fact a Honitsu. Double South for that. Double South Honitsu, that's a Mangan. That's delicious. Yeah, so this is a reason why I really don't like the 6 mon drop. Like, so this was kind of a rare case, right? So Toyman got into Tempai with Honitsu without any overflow. So there was no, like, oh, hey, I need to defend. Like, you know, kind of like signal being sent. Which in turn prompted this person to, actually, let's see. Yeah, because 6 mon came out before their pawn. And so, yeah, they pushed a 6 mon to like an open Honitsu right here. As like first place in South 3, which is no good. Interesting. Honitsu is really hard to get a good feel on though, because like especially in WRC and JPML rules, if people are going for Honitsu, that doesn't mean that they're close to Honitsu. That just means that they have a chance for Honitsu. In Akaari, if people are going for Honitsu, better be careful because you know, there's like Red Dora and a lot of other stuff. But if they're going to Honitsu in the face of all of that, there's probably a pretty good reason for it. But in this case right here, we are in first place. And so even though we do kind of want to push a little, I think like, I don't know, we don't want to risk anything either. Especially because we have like nothing. What is this hand? Like 2 Shanten for like a 7 pairs hand? Like no Dora? Like this is like completely worthless. 6 mon was an attempt right here to basically get rid of like, you know, more dangerous tiles before they become dangerous. But after seeing 3 Yakuei overflow tiles and a pawn after like a 6-4 Tatsu drop. It seems a little bit wishful thinking, I think. If the points were like, close, like if this person was like third place or even like maybe second place, I think it would make a little bit more sense to kind of want to be aggressive. But because you are first place right here, variance control is really huge, and accidentally dealing into like a death hand from Toyman would be absurdly bad. But luckily nothing happened. Even if they did drop an 8 mon, then technically it would be only 2,000. Alright. Uras. Dora is the 9 pin. We are in first place. If someone sumos a Mongon, I guess only second place can sumo a Mongon. Actually, third place is dealer, so if they sumo a Mongon, the game goes on. So yeah, let's just get out of this round. Starting hand has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 Shanten. Pretty cool. I guess we're starting with the East, because, yeah, don't want the dealer to win a hand. That would be horrible. Oh my god, this is amazing. Probably the South? No, not the South. So even in this Ora situation, they're still holding on to their principles of not dropping the double wind unless they absolutely have to. Which I guess it makes a little bit sense in this situation, because second place is double South. If they do call that and they have 2 Dora, then that is instantly their path to a Mongon that they need to overtake us. 2 mon doesn't actually help us, I think, so drop the 2 mon. This looks fun. Is this like Kokushi? This might be like Kokushi or something. 6 mon is awesome. Ishanten. 9 mon or Nan. I would personally go 9 mon, or I would personally go Nan here. Let's see what they do. So they go 9 mon. They're like, if I get the South, then that's still Tenpai. And also, I don't have to drop the South, because they really don't want to drop the South. But they got a 5 pin now, and so I can not see them not dropping the South. Yep. Yeah, this person looks like either Junchan, Chanta, or Kokushi right now. 3 mon is kind of cool. Probably the 5 pin or the 4, so let's go with the 5 pin. 3 mon, huh? I guess because they have like the 2 mon drops, and so even though this is technically like a 3-sided shape with like a 3, 4, 5, or what is that? Is that 3-sided? Actually, yeah, it is. Or it's a 4-sided, or not 4-sided, a 4-length one. So a 3, 4, 5, 6, or technically like a 5, 6, 6, 7 shape. But a lot of the times you're going to be ending up winning on that 2 and putting them in free 10. So they're not going to try to do that and throw out the 3 mon. That is actually kind of interesting though. So if they did keep the 2 mon around, and they did throw out like the 9 mon, and then they drew a 6 mon, and then they drew a 3 mon, then that does provide them some upgrade potential. But from this shape right here, so if they draw an 8 mon in this shape, then they get a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If they draw a 3, 6, then they also get the 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, or the 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. So leaving the shape alone right there seems pretty straightforward. Alright. Go, go, Pinfu. Ugh. 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 I guess we take Forso. They don't! Oh! So yeah, there's 2 choices that you can kind of do right here. You don't want to Ricci, most certainly, probably, maybe. Because you don't want to, like, help out people more than you should. Even though, I guess, in Ricci might not actually be super bad. 1 pin's kind of okay. And it is like Ricci, Wandora, EV-wise. But, we're in Odas, we're in first place. It's really hard for the other players to overtake us. And so Ideally, we just want to like end this round. Like if this was like a Mongon for that, probably declare reach. But just for like a 2,600 point hand, probably not worth. So that's probably why we don't reach. I would probably just take the 4-so Dama right here, because then if I draw the 1 pin or the 5 pin, then game over. But what they opted for was to keep this one Shanten, so they'd still have the Kutsuki Tenpai around the 4-so and the 5 pin, so they can draw any tile around it to take Tenpai, and maximizing trying to get Penfu, which seems to be like, hey, I am not declaring Riichi on this hand. Like, I am not doing it no matter what. And if they are of that mindset, then getting that Penfu is really important, because then they don't have to reach. They can just win off whoever. Interesting choice. Let's see. 8-mon. The Kokushi continues. Hey! It paid off. Drop the 5 pin. Probably Dama here. Unless... if they do Riichi, that might dissuade second place from pushing, though. I'd probably go Dama. Let's see what they're doing. Because if I do Riichi, this person going for Kokushi will probably fold. Also, just in case this person going for potentially Kokushi actually gets it, and we draw a super dangerous tile later on, probably don't want to push that. Especially considering this person is like ahead in the series score and also first place in this game. Dealing into a Yakuman right here would be very, very bad. So yeah, Dama. Woo! Shun. We don't see any overflow from Honitsu. We got our Tenpai. Yep. Let's see. If we could discount the Honitsu, that's usually the best. So if you can ever see 4 tiles of anything, of one of the end tiles of the honor tiles. Sadly, though, we can't right now. Chun has 3. Hatsu has 3. Haku has 2. East has 2. South has 1. West has 2. North has 0. Let's see. 1 has 1. 9 has 1. This 9 has 2. 9 pin Dora has 3. Or we can only see 1 right here. 1 pin we see 2. Yeah, so still available. So 3 cut, 2 cut now for those 2. Still chance. And dealer declares Riichi on a 5-so. Run! And that ends the game, giving us some nice points right here. Let's see if I can move this over a little bit. Yeah. All right, so yeah. Additional, what is this? Plus 271 points for our player A. Last place gets minus. The minus gets cut off right here. Unfortunately, I have to adjust this some. Minus 263 for last place. Plus 64 for second. Minus 72. And yeah, that's the end of this game with just the amount of time I went into stream for. Let's actually check how far along that Honitsu, or that Kokushi, or whatever that was. So starting offhand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, technically 11. Still technically 11. Still 11. Still 11. Womp. Rest in peace, Kokushi Dreams. And dealer was so happy for their Tenpai that they declared Riichi and died. It's kind of interesting here that they decided to throw the 8-so instead of, or the 5-so instead of the 8-so. If they did drop the 8-so here, then that would have been like straight up like safe tile, and their reach would have passed, and most probably we would have to fold because we can't push a dealer reach. But they opted for the 5-so here, which is really strange because if we're looking on the board, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4. They can see from their perspective all of the 7-so. So they know that 8-so can't be used. So why did they drop the 5-so there? That looks like just a mistake to me. Unless they're like trying to like say like, oh look, my weight might be around the 5-so. And whereas if they drop the 8-so, that's basically saying, hey, I have the last 7-so. But yeah, their mind tricks just played themselves. So yeah. Alrighty. Alright, I think that's good for the day. I'll go add up the total points after this. And then continuing game 3 tomorrow. Same time. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm gonna go pass out now. Oyasumi.